This video is for 6-9. I'm going to go over how to subtract again, a little more practice, but with even bigger numbers going up to the 1000. And then I have 2 word problems I'm going to go over with you for your homework. So starting with our first problem, we have 1000 minus 772. We always start with our ones, but I can see all these zeros up here. I know that I cannot subtract from a 0. Because 0 is nothing. Doesn't make sense. So I know that from this 0 I would have to borrow. Then I'd have to borrow again. Then borrow again till I get to my 1. And I want to cross out that 1. Now that's a 0. However, when I go back and I take that, now this 0 would become a 10. But I'm not going to make it a 10 because I'm going to have to borrow from it. So if I have a 10, I can think it in my head, then this is going to be a 9. Because if I have a 10 and I borrow 1, it's 9. Same with this one, I'm going to have to borrow again. So it's best if I just make this a 9 instead of doing 10, then crossing out again. Then this 0, I don't have to borrow anything, so it's a 10. That's just a shortcut way. Then I can start with my ones. 10 minus 2 equals 8. 9 minus 7 equals 2. Again, 9 minus 7 equals 2. So I get an answer of 228. Let's do this one. Same thing. I can already check because I have it in my head. I remember those zeros. So I already know I'm going to have to go borrow. So I'm going to make this 1 a 0. This 0 would be a 10, but I have to take it, so 9. Same with this one, 9. And this last 0 gets to be a 10. Now I can subtract. 10 minus 6 equals 4. 9 minus 2 equals 7. And last one, 9 minus 5 equals 4. So I get the answer of 474. Moving over to our 2 word problems. Our first one. The school cafeteria has 500 apples. Some of them are served with lunch. After lunch, there are 239 apples left. How many apples does the cafeteria serve? So I know that I had 500. I had to minus some, and I get 239 left. It's going to be really hard to do 500 minus some, but because I can use my brain, I know that I can switch these two and I'll get the same answer. So if I swap them, and I'm going to write it vertical, I know that if I do 500 minus 239, I will get my answer. So let's do it. If I start with my ones, I have a 0, can't subtract. I have a 0, can't subtract. I can borrow, my 5 becomes a 4. My 0 would be a 10, but I have to borrow from it, so I'm going to shortcut and make it 9. This 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 9 equals 1. 9 minus 3 equals 6. And then my hundreds. 4 minus 2 equals 2. So my answer is 261 what? Apples. Always double check. All right, moving over to the next kind of word problem. A teacher buys 200 erasers for his students. He gives 152 of them away. How many erasers does he have left? This one is even simpler than the one before because we start with 200. And it already says gives away 152. So it is set up for us. We do not need to switch anything. Start with your ones. Uh-oh, it's a 0. Can't borrow. Yes, I can borrow. My 2 becomes a 1. My 0, because I have to borrow, is going to be a 9. And then this 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 2 equals 8. 9 minus 5 equals 4. And 1 minus 1 equals 0. Now when I write this 0 here, I do not bring it over to my answer. I don't need it. I don't care about it. It's 48 erasers. Awesome. That should help you with 6-9. It's a lot of stuff that you've already been doing, but just to make sure that we still go over and practice. All right, good luck.